The Reaper in the doghouse. Morg, I'm getting really worried about Dad, said Lakelandite Argent to his half-brother Morganite Argent of their father Sapphirus, who preferred to be called Fred. Honestly, so am I, said Morganite sadly. He's been trying to die again. Thankfully he can't stay dead. I'm worried he'll get caught dead returning to life again. He's getting careless. I caught him last time he was in a summit. Oh no, not again, said Lakelandite. I tried to talk to him, but he's blocking all my calls, and he has been avoiding me since I saw him die last, said Morganite. How's he doing that to you? You're his prime minister, Lakelandite asked. He's skipping his duties as the Celestial Emperor, said Morganite seriously. I'll talk to him, said Lakelandite sadly. I'll get him back in the land of the living if I have to kill him myself. Hi, boy, Fred said when he found his father sitting sadly watching Lakelandite's stepmom, who was dancing with Blake, his younger self. Fred was longingly wanting to join her in the dance in the younger man's place. Both Fred and Blake were just one-time traveler, living as different men at the same time. Who are you now? Asked Lakelandite. You know who I am? Said Fred. I was wondering. I hear you have been Harry and Carrie recently, Lakelandite said cruelly. You killed any nice people recently? Asked Fred of his killer who killed the lady who caused the rift in the family, Tourmaline Green, the lady Fred dumped his secret wife Anna for. Lakelandite was under the impression she was a gold digger, which she wasn't. She truly loved Fred, as did Miss Green, who didn't know of his wife. No, said Lakelandite, sadly feeling guilty for killing Miss Green. What do you want to do? Torment me? Fred asked. No, I want to help you, said Lakelandite. How, by killing me or insulting me? Fred moaned. No, neither will work. You come back to life when you die, and insults to you are like water off a duck's back to you. I hear you are practicing killing yourself recently, said Lakelandite sardonically. Fred and Lakelandite always got on like chalk and cheese. But Fred always listened to Lakelandite. What do you want to help me with then? Said Fred, growing serious. Morgan, I think your problem is Mom, said Lakelandite. Oh really? I hadn't noticed I had a problem, moaned Fred, knowing he was right. What can I do? I am dead to her. Do what you usually do when you're dead, come back to life, said Lakelandite. Fred looked doubtfully back at his son. I've come to get you out of the doghouse and let the dog back in his home, Lakelandite said. Aw, did I steal your home? Fred said. Lakelandite glared at Fred for calling him a dog. Come with me, hissed Lakelandite, walking off. Fred stood up and followed his son. He was walking to Fred's wife, Anna, and Blake, her other husband. Fred caught Blake's eye, and Blake, seeing Fred coming, led Anna away. Lakelandite stopped walking and turned to Fred. Oh, I see now, Dad, it's not just her you have annoyed, said Lakelandite. He's a problem too. You hate yourself. He thinks I betrayed Anna, said Fred. You did, but she is dead. It's neither here nor there. We have to get you back with Mom, not him, said Lakelandite. No, but it would be good if he wasn't against me, said Fred. You're really messed up, said Lakelandite. I am aware of that, said Fred. And so is he, no doubt, said Lakelandite. We are one man, you know, said Fred. One mad one, said Lakelandite. Fred glared at his son. Later, while Fred was trying to talk to Anna, when Morganite and his friend Anna's cousin Argent, the opposition leader of the Galactic Parliament, Morganite, worked with him as the universe's prime minister. They chatted for a while and Fred failed to get Anna's attention. She was more interested in talking to their son Morganite and her cousin. Fred, realizing he was out of favor, sat down beside her listening to the conversation, yawning occasionally because he was growing tired at that late hour of the night. It was promising to be a very dull night. Much later, when Fred was sitting snoring in his chair, he was roughly awoken by an angry alien in black holding a gun. Wake up, you magician dog, said the alien, shouting at him as it kicked him violently. Fred woke up in shock. What do you want? cried a shocked Fred, standing up, walking over to his wife and the others standing in front of her. "He wants to kill us," said Lakelandite, who was there now. Anna was very scared, as most of her brood were there. "Put the gun down," said Fred hypnotically. The gunman wanting to make an example of a minor royal, he shot at Anna to prove he was serious. Fred stepped in front of the bullet. "My angel," Fred shouted. She did. Her real name was Angela. He called her Angel like Blake, who he was privately. Anna cried, "No." Blake looked shocked. Everyone there was scared or screaming as the Emperor of the Universe hit the ground dead. The gunman looked shocked. He knew who he killed, and he would pay for it. Suddenly out of thin air appeared a Grim Reaper. It walked to the Emperor's kill, and in a desperate act of love and want to stop the carnage he saw was about to start, he waved his sickle decapitating the killer. Then he knelt down over the dead Emperor and touched him, disappearing into the Emperor to the horror of the horde of other guests in the ballroom. The Emperor slowly healing and then getting up, Anna ran to his side, hugging and kissing him a lot. "Blake, you're alive," she said to him as she kissed him. "Apparently," said Fred, noticing the scared, bemused faces of the people who didn't know he could do that. Meanwhile, Argent said accusingly, "You are dead." Anna glared at her cousin. "What gave you that idea?" Fred snapped back. "Let him be, he's just been shot," Morganite replied. "He isn't even hurt," the opposition leader, Argent, said, stating the obvious. Fred looked nervous. "Why are you defending the pretender, Morganite?" accused Argent. "You know," replies Morganite darkly. "I do?" said Argent. "It is my job protecting him," said Morganite. "It is his time to fall," said Argent. "No, it isn't, you meddling fool," said Morganite, knowing Argent organized the Emperor's fall. "How dare you?" said Argent. "This is not Coward's Castle, I can speak my mind," said Morganite. "I can't bring down him twice, you are nothing, just an aberration that shouldn't exist," said Argent in Morganite's head. "I may be an aberration, but next time you play with people fate, be careful when you reincarnate people. I am as much a fate as you are," said Morganite aloud. "You ungrateful dog," hissed Argent, betrayed. "Your horse has bolted," Morganite snapped. "Lakelandite, kill him," Argent barked at his assassin. "Do it yourself, you old blowhard," Lakelandite snapped back. "You must kill him, I told you to kill him, you can't refuse me," Argent said, sounding like a dictator, who was in a revolution he was losing, and he knew it. Anna was pleading with her cousin to spare her son. "You kill him yourself, Fate," said Lakelandite aloud. Argent slew his foe, Morganite, with a strong magic spell he exploded. "You killed him," screamed Anna bitterly at her cousin. Argent was arrested. As he was being dragged away, a Grim Reaper appeared, no doubt to take the souls. He walked up to the remains of Morganite, touched him, and he reformed and came back to life like his father. "You are his son," accused Argent. "What gave that away?" asked Morganite. Anna ran to her son, hugging him. She didn't know he was like his father. He came back to life where he died. Fred walked over to Morganite, messing his hair up proudly as they dragged Argent away for murdering the Prime Minister, who wasn't dead now. Argent protested that his victim was alive again, but no one cared. "This is the end of the Empire. With no living Emperor, the Empire will fall with the universe," said Fred sadly. "Yes, Dad," agreed Morganite sadly, knowing he was right. The end. Striked out. Epilogue. "I won't let it end like this," said Morganite, who took in a deep breath and shouted, "Tempest, open a portal." A wormhole opened up, and a voice shouted out of it. "Morg, stop shouting, I can hear you." Morganite brought his parents Anna and Fred and Blake and his brother Lakelandite with him when he went to visit his brother the Timekeeper, Tempest. "Hello Morgan," said Tempest grumpily, seeing him. "What do you want?" "To go back into the past and stop the terrorist before he kills Dad," said Morganite. "Easy, but he will kill anyone who tries to stop him," said Tempest. "We can send Lakelandite, he's good at killing," said Fred. "Wondered why I was here?" said the disgruntled assassin of Argent. Yes, you are the only killer here, said Blake. Can't someone else do the job? Grumbled Lakelandite. No, said Morganite, knowing he was the only one who could do the job. With the fall of Fred would bring a reign of anarchy and war, with everyone trying to fill in the vacuum that the discovery that Fred was a dead man would bring. It was like the moon falling on the earth, it was the Empire's and universe end. They sent Lakelandite back in time to kill the assassin of the Emperor, who would in so cause the apocalypse in the form of an intergalactic war, causing the end of the Earth and all life in the universe. Lakelandite killed the assassin and returned to his family in the halls of time. Only they knew what happened and how close it was till the end of life in the universe, and let Fred out of the doghouse. Fred's younger self forgave him for his betrayal, as Fred thought more of saving their wife Anna than his life in the Empire. He'd rather she lived than the Empire did. It was a selfless act. The real end.